So I want to talk about something that it's gonna sound crazy coming from me. If you've known me, my videos, what I talk about, the things that I've done and experienced and all that, it may sound a little crazy, but and just for the sake of argument, for some reason I'm not a big Sheriff Salazar fan. I don't know. Some things he's said in the past to me come across as a Trump supporter. So I'm not a big Sheriff Salazar fan. But I will say this. I just saw a post about some deaths in Bear County Jail. They're blaming him, right? Which I think it's unfair because he's the sheriff. Yes, the sheriff is in charge of the jail, but it's like where you work. If you work at McDonald's and I go eat a hamburger and I get food poisoning, is it your fault for working there, serving food that your restaurant cooked? Or is it McDonald's fault? See, people think that the sheriff is in charge, like it's his. It's not his jail. He's an elected official. It's the voters' fault. And yes, the people who voted to have this system in place and to have the way it's run, it's your fault. Because y'all vote for that stuff. Y'all vote to have a jail. Y'all vote for the funds to be allocated a certain way. And guess what? If there's understaffing, underfunding, so on and so on, you can't blame the sheriff. If I give you $100 and I give you a list of $200 worth of stuff on that list to go buy me some stuff, whose fault is it? Yours for not knowing how to buy $200 worth of things with $100, or mine for not giving you enough money? See, the sheriff can only work with what he's got. If he's understaffed, it's because you people don't want to give more money for the jail that you wanted in the first place, to punish people for crimes that you don't really need to go to prison for carrying $10 worth of dope, right? Now, there was one individual that was in there for DWI. That's a little bit controversial because do you really need to go to prison for drinking and driving, or do you need to have your car taken away from you? Not just your license, you need to have that vehicle taken away from you because you obviously are not responsible enough to not drink and drive. That's my solution for DWI. Take away their cars, because even giving them that breathing thing, you can have somebody else breathing it for you. But the thing is, I'm reading this article and it's all blaming the sheriff. It's the sheriff's fault. He made all these promises. But at the end of the day, if the funds aren't there, what do you want him to do? And this goes back to being a Christian. This is one of the message that Father Juan said today is that, and I love the message. I wish all of you could have been there, because the way he worded it is the way we're treating people. And the way he worded it it sounded like the way foreigners are being treated in this country, not like children of God. He said the reason it matters is because they're still children of God. Whether they're legal or not, they're still children of God. And I loved one of the stories that he told, because he said that a lot of people make up nicknames for homeless people. right? We're going to just call him Bob, right? What's up, Bob? Are you hungry, Bob? Would you like a hamburger, Bob? But that's not his name. You made it up for him to entertain yourself. How would you feel if somebody treated you that way? And at the end of the day, he or she are still children of God, and they deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, just like everybody else that is a child of God. No, you don't know you don't know their circumstances. You don't know why they're homeless, whether they choose to be homeless or not. You choose to be a drunk. You choose to be a drug addict. You choose to be a social media addict. You choose to be fat and lazy. You choose to be a workaholic. You choose to be a wife beater. But you still demand dignity and respect. Why are homeless people treated any different? Because they don't have any money? So you equate dignity with having clean clothes? You equate respect with having money in your pocket? You equate success with having a job? That kind of mentality does not get you into heaven. Treating every person like a child of God is what gets you into heaven. I was watching a YouTube video yesterday. The title was Loving One Another as a Child of God, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that was the basic premise: to love others like children of God. You show me where in the Bible that's not handwritten with your handwriting that it says only love who you choose to love. See, a lot of you guys and girls don't understand that that's the message that Jesus was trying to convey to people. Whether you believe in Jesus or not, the message is so awesome and profound, because if you can just find it within your heart to treat people with dignity and respect because they're a living human being. Could you imagine the world that we would be in right now? You want to know why the world is going to shit? It's because the way we treat people. We sit there and yell and scream at homeless people and tell them to get a job and tell them to fuck off whenever they ask you for money or help. Some people will straight up just, I'll appreciate a hamburger right now. I really would. I would appreciate a bottled water right now. When I used to give out blankets, I would appreciate that blanket. I really would. Could you imagine the world that we would live in if we treated everyone with dignity and respect? Because you just deserve it for being a human being, for being a child of God. Think about that. Think about that when you're sitting at home with your family. How would you feel if somebody treated your family member like that? I have a classmate that says that you could see God every day in the little things. When you're going inside of a building and you have your hands full because you have all these packages or all this stuff in your hands, right? And somebody opens the door for you. Imagine if that was your family member and somebody told them, open your own door. You're nobody to me. I don't work for you. Imagine if we treated every single person on this planet with dignity and respect, just for the sake of treating them with dignity and respect, not wanting anything in return, but just to be kind to others.